Hi, my name is Tuan Vo. I'm a forward planner at Lansing Homes, and I am the chair for this year's 2022 to 2023 Mentorship program. And here's the recap of this year.
My favorite memory with Cassie, who was my mentor, was just doing lunches together. It was really great to have that one-on-one time where we could just talk professionally, personally. I had time to ask questions, advice, so it was just really valuable to get that one-on-one undivided attention.
One of the most rewarding things this year is to see Kelly's professional growth. I've learned along with her. I've been able to help guide her, and it's just really benefited both of us. I'm so excited for her professionally. She's got a bright future ahead of her.
So my favorite experience was Abigail was meeting for coffee on a regular basis or lunch, and we would talk about her career and what she was doing and how that was melding with her personal life. And I remember when Abigail told me she was going to be the planning commissioner for Dana Point, and since I'm the planning commissioner in Tustin, we had a great conversation, and it was great to have those kind of conversations with Abigail.
This is such a big industry that we're in, so being able to really bring the guard down and find out that we have so much in common and know so many people we didn't actually know that we knew each other in each other's circles before actually sitting down and having lunch together. But yeah, I couldn't have been blessed with a better pair or a mentor.
She has been such an inspiration to me, and I know that the mentor is, kind of brings all the, history and things like that. But I just feel like I got so much and so, learned so much from being a partner with Amberly in this process, and just fell in love with her.
When we first started, him and his wife were expecting their first baby. So when we would have our little lunch and learns, I'd get all the updates on the baby, the pregnancy, the room.
Oh yes. We had a regular meetup spot. Leslie and I would meet up for tacos probably every other month.
A memorable moment that we had was when I met Nicole at our Hudson community in Placentia, and we had scheduled a new home orientation as per usual with our new homeowners. And so just seeing her face of the description, the quality of the home, description of all the components, all the care and detail that goes up to this point of the buying experience was a really cool moment that we shared together.
Gosh, my favorite experience with Nick, I had several. We got along fantastic. I think what was kind of interesting was, since Nick is in land acquisition, we went to visit a land seat project in San Juan Capistrano. And the fun part was Nick had played as a boy on this site. He had taken his bikes and ridden the hills and done jumps and all this, and then he turns around and acquires the land, and Landsea builds on it. It was just kind of a full cycle for him, and I really enjoyed experiencing it with him.
My favorite activity with my mentor was going to visit a site. It was really cool to be able to walk through finished model homes as well as a construction site. He is an architect, so he was able to explain everything thoroughly. I know I work at an architecture firm, but I don't get to go to the site often, so it was nice to be able to tour it with him and explain every fine detail there was. He even brought his big construction documents to show me everything as well.
We were able to hone in on some of the things that he didn't know or needed to brush up on.
Yes, definitely. I'm definitely still learning about the DRE, and Leslie is a wealth of experience and knowledge working with them, and the documents required and the timelines and all the steps through those processes. So it was great to get to meet with her, and she came to our office and did a little overview of all of that with me, and kind of honed my skills, and I could write down all my questions and answer those.
My favorite activity with the group was the site tours. We got to do a site tour of Outdoor Dimensions. It was so cool to go behind the scenes and really see a company from the inside out, especially one that isn't part of my industry necessarily, but is huge in the home building industry.
So our group was a small group. It was hard to get together, but when we did, we had a great time. We did some bowling. That was a really great experience because we were all in a great proximity to one another. It allowed everybody to have separate discussions and group discussions about the different facets of the BIA and what we liked.
The first time we did a group meeting, we went out on a Duffy, and it was just so much fun. It was kind of this, I don't know, just getting to know each other, but having kind of, you know, a driver that wasn't really sure of himself, and so it was just all of a sudden we just kind of globbed together as a whole team. So
I would say our captain definitely left us with a night to remember.
We did so many fun things, but I think the one that was just kind of the most interesting, because I like to do new things, and I had not been to the Orange County Museum of Art. Just the whole thing was just a really cool experience for us to all do that together.
1 month we were kind of having a challenging time coming up with something that we can do together as a group that was memorable but kind of tied into the topic. And so what we came up with was donating around Easter time meals to the Irvine Food Bank. So we each met up at a local brewery. We still had happy hour. We enjoyed a great time, and I collected everybody's donations, and we were able to make a difference. We were able to feed, if I recall correctly, 10 families for Easter Sunday. So that was really rewarding, and that was something really cool that we did together as a group.
I'd like to give a shout out to Leanne Pham, who
Yes.
she was our team lead, and she did a great job of keeping us on track and finding all these really fun places for our group meetups. And I'd like to give a shout out to our committee members, Juan and Michael, for really keeping us on track and giving us some great topics to discuss. It was, I'm so honored to be a part of this program, and I hope I get invited back next year.
Yes, it's an awesome program. Thank you everyone who put it on, everyone who set it up.
A bit of advice that I have for the mentees is to not be afraid to ask questions. If you're encountering a specific challenge at work and you're not finding that sort of support in your work environment, don't be afraid to reach out to your mentor for those specific questions. Even if they don't have the answer, they may have a network of professionals where they can find that answer for you. And I recommend doing it a couple times a year. You may benefit from the networking and the relationships.
Figure out what goal you want out of this program, and you can even meet with your mentor to discuss what you're trying to achieve, both personally and professionally. They are there for you. And then also for mentors, I say try to gauge your mentee. Some are more outgoing than others, and then reach out to them and figure out a plan if you want to reach out to them or if they're gonna reach out to you.
First of all, sign up, join, and have this experience. You can't even really describe how much you get and how much you give.
You can't become a mentee unless you get involved, so make sure you join the NextGen group, get involved, reach out to people even if you don't know anyone.
As wild as this sounds, I've been in this industry now for 20 years. You just in life and in business, you win or learn. And I learned a lot early on in my career. I had the opportunity to have some great mentors. I just wish that this program existed when I was young in the industry. I'm so happy to be able to give back and share my learned experiences to help the next generation of builders and industry professionals.
Thank you to all the mentors and mentees for participating in this year's program. I hope you join again. And for those who are watching this video, don't forget to sign up for next year. Thank you.